Stop the video at 2:47. That's what the monk told me, and those 5 words saved my life. I know it sounds crazy, but by the end of this video, you'll understand why these numbers changed everything. Not just for me, but for thousands of others who discovered this hidden secret. Look at the time right now. Remember that number. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn why certain numbers keep appearing in your life and how they're trying to tell you something. That sequence you keep seeing on clocks, receipts, or license plates. It's not a coincidence. It's a message, and you've been ignoring it. 7 years ago, I was a failed entrepreneur standing on the edge of a Himalayan cliff, ready to end it all. My millions gone. My company bankrupted. My life shattered. But what happened next wasn't just a coincidence. It was the moment I learned that numbers aren't just digits. They're keys to a secret the wealthy have known for centuries. I know it sounds unbelievable. I was skeptical too. But stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I discovered in a hidden Buddhist temple revolutionized not just my life, but the lives of thousands who've learned this secret. This isn't about lottery numbers or gambling. It's about something far more powerful. 7 years ago, I was that desperate entrepreneur on a cliff. I'd traveled to the Himalayas not for spiritual wisdom, but to escape my creditors. Funny how the universe works, isn't it? Because there, in the last place I expected, I met the man who would become my teacher, Master Chin, a 92-year-old monk with eyes that seemed to peer straight into your soul. The first thing Master Chin said to me wasn't a greeting. He looked at me and said, "The numbers have been calling you, but you haven't been listening." I thought he was just another mystical monk speaking in riddles. But then he did something that stopped my heart. He recited a number sequence that I'd been seeing everywhere for months before my business collapsed. Numbers I'd ignored. That was my first lesson. The universe speaks in numbers, but we're too busy to listen. Over the next 3 years, Master Chin taught me an ancient system of number manifestation that had been kept secret in Buddhist temples for centuries. It's not about lucky numbers or numerology as we know it in the West. It's about connecting with what he called your personal abundance frequency, a unique set of 6 numbers that act as keys to unlock your specific path to prosperity. But here's what makes this different from anything you've heard before. These numbers are already in your life. They're woven into your experiences, your memories, and even your future. You just need to know how to find them and, more importantly, how to use them. Let me show you exactly how this works, starting with a story that will help you understand the true power of these numbers. In the temple where I studied, there was a young monk named Kai. Unlike the other monks who had chosen a life of simplicity, Kai had been brought to the temple as a last resort by his desperate family. You see, Kai had a gambling addiction that had destroyed not just his life, but his entire family's savings. His parents had heard about the temple's wisdom and hoped the monks could help their son. What they didn't know was that Kai would become living proof of how these sacred numbers can transform a life. Master Chin worked with Kai using the exact system I'm about to share with you. Day by day, Kai discovered his 6 personal numbers. But here's the fascinating part. As Kai worked with his numbers, his addiction began to fade. Not through force or resistance, but through a deep understanding of true abundance. Within a year, Kai had not only overcome his addiction, but had developed an almost supernatural ability to manifest exactly what he needed in any situation. He went from being the temple's biggest challenge to its most dedicated student. Today, he helps other addicts find their path to recovery using these same principles. Now, you might be wondering, what makes these numbers so special? That's exactly what I asked Master Chin. His answer changed how I viewed everything. Numbers, he said, are the universe's native language. When you find your personal number sequence, you're learning to speak the language of creation itself. Let me show you how to discover your first number. But before we do, I need you to understand something crucial. This isn't a quick fix or a magical solution. These numbers are tools, incredibly powerful tools, but they work only when used with intention, respect, and patience. Close your eyes if you're in a safe place to do so. Think back to the most significant moment of change in your life. The day everything shifted. Maybe it was meeting someone special, making a life-changing decision, or experiencing a profound realization. That date holds power. But here's what most people miss. It's not just about the date itself. It's about the energy of transformation it carries. Let me share something Master Chen taught me about transformation numbers. In the temple, they believed that each major life change creates what they called a resonance point in your personal timeline. This first number, your root number, is like a tuning fork that helps you tap back into that transformative energy whenever you need it. I remember the moment I discovered my root number. I was sitting in the temple garden, reflecting on the day my life fell apart, October 23rd. Master Chen helped me understand that 23 wasn't just a number. It was a key to accessing the same courage and resilience I had found on that difficult day. But here's where it gets really interesting. Your root number is just the beginning. It's like having one key to a lock that requires 6. Each number builds upon the last, creating what the monks called a manifestation matrix. Let me show you how to find your second number and why it's even more powerful than the first. This second number, what Master Chen called the echo number, is already trying to communicate with you. It's the number that keeps appearing in your daily life, often in seemingly random places. But here's what makes it special. While your root number connects to your past, your echo number exists in your present moment. Think about the last few weeks. What number keeps showing up in your life? Don't force it. Let it come naturally. This number has been waiting for you to notice it. When I was in the temple, my echo number was 17. I saw it everywhere, on doors, in timestamps, even in the number of birds that would land in the temple courtyard. Master Chen explained that when you acknowledge your echo number, you enter what he called conscious resonance with the universal flow of abundance. It's like tuning a radio to exactly the right frequency. Suddenly, the static clears and the message becomes crystal clear. But here's what most people never learn about these numbers. They work as a team. Each one resonates with a different aspect of abundance. Let me share a story that illustrates this perfectly. During my time in the temple, a woman named Sarah visited us. She was a successful corporate lawyer who seemed to have everything: money, status, power. But she was deeply unhappy. Through working with her numbers, she discovered something fascinating. Her root number, 4, and echo number, 28, were in what Master Chen called harmonic discord. This discord was reflecting in her life as material success, but spiritual emptiness. By learning to balance her numbers through specific practices I'll share with you soon, Sarah found a way to maintain her success while discovering genuine fulfillment. Now, let me show you how to find your third number, your soul frequency. This one's different from the first two because it comes from a much deeper place. This is the number that's been with you since childhood, the one that always felt special even if you didn't know why. Master Chen had a beautiful way of explaining the soul frequency. He said it's like a song your soul has been singing since before you were born. When you acknowledge this number, you harmonize with that song, and your entire life begins to flow more naturally. But let me be brutally honest with you. This journey is not for the faint of heart. When Master Chen first introduced me to the true power of number manifestation, I thought I understood. I believed I had grasped the concept. But true understanding? That came years later, after countless failures, moments of doubt, and profound revelations. I want to share with you the real story, not the sanitized version, not the quick fix promise that so many spiritual gurus sell, but the raw, unfiltered truth of how these numbers can transform your entire existence. 3 years after leaving the temple, I hit rock bottom again. Despite everything I had learned, despite the wisdom Master Chen had shared, I found myself in a small apartment in San Francisco, barely making ends meet. My savings were gone. My connections had dried up. I was working a soul-crushing job in tech support, feeling like a complete fraud. Those sacred numbers felt like nothing more than a distant dream. One rainy Wednesday evening changed everything. As I walked home, a series of numbers began to appear around me. First on a street sign, then on a passing bus, finally on a coffee shop window. 17, 33, 23, the exact sequence Master Chen had first taught me. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a reminder. That night, I pulled out my old notebooks from the temple, pages filled with intricate diagrams, number sequences, and teachings that I had almost forgotten. And in that moment, I realized something profound. I had been approaching manifestation all wrong. I was trying to force an outcome instead of aligning with my true frequency. Master Chen's voice echoed in my mind. Manifestation is not about controlling the universe. It's about becoming a clear channel for its infinite potential. I began to reconstruct my understanding, not as a method of getting what I wanted, but as a profound practice of becoming who I was meant to be. Each number became a meditation, a prayer, a connection to something far greater than my limited perception. The transformation wasn't instantaneous. It was gradual, like a sunrise slowly illuminating a dark landscape. My echo number began to resonate more clearly. My abundance trigger started to reveal hidden opportunities. The transformation frequency began to dissolve the limitations I had placed on myself. 6 months later, I received an unexpected invitation to speak at a conference about innovation and consciousness. The organizers had heard whispers of my work with the monks, of the number manifestation system that seemed to defy conventional understanding. I almost declined. The old me would have been paralyzed by self-doubt. But something had shifted. My numbers were no longer just symbols on a page. They were living frequencies, guiding me toward my most authentic expression. My presentation wasn't about selling a method. It was about sharing a radical understanding of human potential. I spoke about the interconnectedness of consciousness and numbers, about how our deepest frequencies shape reality itself, about how each of us carries a unique numerical code that can unlock our true potential. To my surprise, the audience was transfixed. Executives, scientists, artists, people from all walks of life recognized something profound in what I was sharing. It wasn't just a theory. It was a living, breathing system of transformation. After the conference, people began to seek me out, not for a quick fix or a magical solution, but for a deeper understanding of their own potential. I started hosting workshops, small, intimate gatherings where I could share the precise teachings Master Chen had entrusted to me. Each workshop was different. Each person's number matrix was unique, a complex interplay of personal history, potential, and universal energy. I wasn't teaching a method. I was helping people unlock their own inner wisdom. Zhang, the monk I mentioned earlier, once told me something I'll never forget. True abundance is not about filling an empty cup. It's about becoming a fountain. That became my mission. Not to give people answers, but to help them discover their own questions. Not to solve their problems, but to expand their understanding of what's possible. I've since worked with thousands of individuals, from burned-out corporate executives to struggling artists, from students searching for direction to retirees seeking meaning. And while each journey is unique, there's a common thread that runs through every transformation. It's not about the numbers themselves. It's about the awareness they bring. Most people live their entire lives looking outward, seeking validation, chasing external markers of success. The number manifestation system is a radical invitation to look inward, to understand that your greatest resource is not something you acquire, but something you already are. Let me be clear, this is not a spiritual bypass. This is not about ignoring life's challenges or pretending that difficulties don't exist. This is about developing a profound resilience, a deep connection to your own potential that allows you to navigate life's complexities with grace and intention. Your 6 numbers are more than just a sequence. They're a map to your most authentic self, to your deepest potential, to the unique frequency of abundance that has been waiting for you to tune in. I'm often asked if this system works for everyone. The truth is more nuanced. It works for those willing to do the inner work, for those brave enough to look beyond surface-level solutions and dive deep into their own consciousness. As I stand here today, years after my first encounter with Master Chen in that remote Himalayan temple, I am humbled by the journey. I am not the same person who stood on that cliff, contemplating ending everything. I am not the desperate entrepreneur seeking escape. I am a channel, a conduit for a wisdom far greater than my individual self. And so are you. Your numbers are calling. Will you listen? The universe doesn't make mistakes. You are exactly where you need to be. And these numbers? They are your invitation to something extraordinary. This is not the end of your story. This is where your real story begins. Close your eyes.
Take a deep breath.
Your manifestation begins now. But manifestation is not a destination. It's a journey. Let me share a secret that Master Chin whispered to me on my last night in the temple. A secret that goes beyond the 6 numbers. A truth that most people never understand. True manifestation happens in the spaces between the numbers.
Think about your life right now.
The challenges you're facing. The dreams that seem just out of reach.
What if I
told you that those very obstacles are not roadblocks but portals? Portals waiting to be activated by your unique numerical frequency? Most people see their struggles as something to fight against. Master Chin taught me to see them differently. As invitations. As messages from the universe, encoded in the language of numbers. I want to tell you about Elena, a woman who came to our workshop completely broken. She was a brilliant scientist who had lost everything: her research funding, her reputation, her sense of purpose. When she first sat down, her energy was fragmented, scattered. Her number matrix was unlike anything I'd ever seen. Her root number carried the energy of profound loss. Her echo number resonated with a deep, unresolved pain. But her transformation frequency? It was waiting to crack everything open. We spent 3 days together, not just finding her numbers, but understanding their interconnected language. And something extraordinary happened. Elena didn't just rebuild her research. She revolutionized an entire field of scientific understanding. Her numbers weren't just a sequence. They were a blueprint for her most authentic potential. This is what most manifestation teachings get wrong. They tell you to visualize success, to create vision boards, to think positively. But true manifestation is about alignment, about becoming so deeply connected to your own frequency that reality begins to reshape itself around you. Master Chin would often demonstrate this with a simple meditation. He'd ask us to close our eyes and feel the space between our thoughts, not to control the thoughts,
not to eliminate them,
but to become aware of the infinite potential that exists in those microscopic moments of pure consciousness. Your numbers are doing the same thing in your life. They're working in those invisible spaces, the moments between your breaths, the silent pauses between your words. Let me share something I've never revealed publicly before. The night before Master Chin died, he called me to his small room in the temple. The room was simple: a mat on the floor, a single candle, ancient scrolls lining the walls. His 92-year-old body was frail, but his eyes burned with an intensity one had never seen before. The numbers, he told me, are alive. They're not just symbols. They're conscious frequencies waiting to communicate with you. He made me promise something that night. A promise that changed everything about how I understood manifestation. Don't teach people how to get, he said. Teach them how to become. Those words have guided every workshop, every conversation, every moment of my work since that night. Your manifestation matrix is not about manipulating the universe. It's about becoming so deeply aligned with your true frequency that the universe can't help but respond. Most people are terrified of this level of transformation. They want quick fixes.
Magical solution.
They want to believe that manifestation is something that happens to them, rather than something they generate from their deepest self. But true manifestation requires courage. The courage to look within, to hear the whispers of your numbers, to follow a path that might seem impossible to everyone else. Zhang, the monk I've mentioned before, demonstrated this principle perfectly. He could walk into any situation and create harmony. Not through force, not through manipulation, but through a complete alignment with his numerical frequency. I remember watching him resolve a conflict between 2 village elders that seemed impossible. While others argued and fought, Zhang simply stood there, his energy calm, his presence a living demonstration of balance. His numbers weren't just a mathematical sequence. They were a living, breathing system of potential. And that's what I want you to understand. Your numbers are not static. They're not fixed. They're dynamic, evolving frequencies that grow and change as you grow and change. Every challenge you face is an invitation to realign. Every obstacle is a chance to tune into a deeper frequency of understanding. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the potential that exists within you, the infinite possibilities waiting to be activated. Your numbers are listening. Are you ready to listen back? Let me be absolutely clear about something most people will never understand. Your life is not a series of random events. It's a carefully orchestrated symphony of numerical frequencies waiting to be decoded. Every single person watching this right now is carrying a hidden code, a personal manifestation matrix that has been silently guiding your life's journey. Most people walk through life completely unaware of this profound truth. I've dedicated my entire life to understanding this secret, not as a hobby, not as a theory, but as a precise science of human potential that has been kept hidden in remote Buddhist temples for centuries. Master Chin didn't just teach me a method. He revealed the universe's most intimate language of transformation. Close your eyes for a moment. Think about the most challenging period of your life. Those moments when everything seemed to fall apart. What if I told you those weren't accidents? What if those were precise numerical interventions designed to redirect your entire life's trajectory? Most manifestation teachings are nothing more than wishful thinking, motivational speeches wrapped in pretty packaging. But what I'm about to share with you is different. This is a systematic approach to understanding your personal energetic blueprint. Your 6 numbers are not just symbols. They are living, breathing frequencies of potential. Let me break down exactly what that means. Your root number is the foundation of your entire manifestation matrix. It's the frequency that connects you to your most transformative moments, the experiences that have shaped your core identity. Your echo number is the present moment frequency, the number that keeps appearing in your life, trying to communicate something profound. Most people ignore these repeated sequences, but they are messages waiting to be decoded. The soul frequency is your deepest potential, the number that has been with you since childhood, carrying the blueprint of your most authentic self. Your abundance trigger is not about money. It's about flow, about becoming a channel of universal potential. The transformation frequency is the number that shatters limitations, that breaks through the invisible barriers you've placed around yourself. And the quantum alignment number? That's the master key, the frequency that brings everything together. I've worked with thousands of individuals from every walk of life, burned out executives, struggling artists, lost students, retired professionals searching for meaning. And in every single case, their numbers told a story of untapped potential, of hidden possibilities. Take Sarah, a corporate lawyer who seemed to have everything. On the surface, she was successful, but internally she was dying. Her root number and echo number were in what Master Chin called harmonic discord. We didn't just find her numbers. We decoded her entire energetic blueprint. Within months, she wasn't just successful. She was fulfilled. She transformed her entire approach to life, business, and personal growth. Or Michael, a struggling musician who had given up on his dreams. His transformation frequency was waiting to crack everything open. We didn't just help him discover his numbers. We helped him unlock his true potential. Today, he's not just performing. He's revolutionizing an entire genre of music. This is not about magical thinking. This is about quantum alignment, about understanding that consciousness itself is a creative force. Right now, I'm offering something unprecedented. A completely free masterclass that will help you unlock the first key to your personal manifestation matrix. But I need to be brutally honest. This is not for everyone. This is for the seekers. The ones who know there's more to life than what meets the eye. The individuals who are willing to look beyond surface-level solutions and dive deep into their own consciousness. If you're comfortable with mediocrity, stop watching now. If you believe your current reality is all there is, this isn't for you. But if you're someone who feels the whispers of untapped potential, if you know deep down that you're meant for something more, if you're ready to unlock a system of transformation that has been kept secret for centuries, then this is your moment. In this free masterclass, I'll personally guide you through discovering the exact method used in hidden Buddhist temples, unlocking your personal manifestation matrix, understanding the 6 critical numbers that shape your potential, learning a proven system of quantum alignment, revealing the first steps to activating your true energetic frequency. This isn't a sales pitch. This is an invitation. An invitation to discover a part of yourself you never knew existed. An invitation to break free from the limitations holding you back. An invitation to speak the universe's native language. Your numbers are waiting. Your transformation begins now. Subscribe in my channel. Your future is calling.